I was impressed with that move you pulled. Bang.
Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's me, it's G, it's DMC, the undefeated, undisputed YouTube champion. That's right, it's the Maverick, Mark Daniels. And we're here with our NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3 predictions. And it's going to be a pretty fun card. Now, I will admit right away that I do not watch NXT on a weekly basis, although I need to, and try to make an effort to it. And I say that every time I do one of these predictions, but I really need to make a greater effort to watch them and review them on a weekly basis. And I need to do that because I do like NXT. There's a lot of great talent on NXT, with a bunch more making their way up. One in particular that I hope will be there finally. We've been waiting so long for Adam Cole, baby. And of course, NXT Takeover Brooklyn is almost like the WrestleMania of NXT. This seems to be a yearly thing. Looks like they're going to Brooklyn almost every year. They announced that next year, SummerSlam, and I assume NXT TakeOver, will be at Brooklyn again. So it's almost like a yearly thing now. So this is the third consecutive NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, and it looks like it's going to be a very good show. Only 5 matches announced. Maybe we'll see a surprise match, but that's pretty typical for NXT TakeOver card, is about 5 matches, which is perfect. Especially when, the next night SummerSlam is going to have like 15 matches. And I wish that was an exaggeration, but it is not an exaggeration. 15 matches. I didn't count them yet, but I know I was doing a wrestling review. I think it was a Raw review or a SmackDown review. And I was sitting and listening off the matches off the top of my head that were announced. I was like, that's 12 or 13 matches. That's crazy. But let's jump right into it. So our first match is Andrade Cien Almas versus Johnny Gargano, Mr. Wrestling himself. This one I was kind of on the fence about, because Andrade Cien Almas needs a big win at a takeover. He's lost, I'm pretty sure, every takeover he's been on. Maybe with the exception of maybe the first one. I don't remember if he made his debut match on a takeover or not. So I would like to see him win, because I like Cien Almas. I think the guy's got something there. But I, much bigger fan of Johnny Gargano, as I think most people are. I could see, Ciampa. He's going to come down at some point, and he's going to cost Johnny Gargano the match. I thought that maybe he'd come out tonight, or not tonight, but tomorrow, and cost Johnny Gargano the match, and then afterwards beat the crap out of him. That's what's going to end up happening at some point. But I think what you do here is you build up Johnny Gargano, and maybe even have him have a NXT TakeOver a main event for the title at some point. And then either win the title, and you can have Ciampa attack him afterwards, kind of like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn almost, except for these guys hate each other now already. Or you can have him cost him the match and then beat the shit out of him afterwards, and continue their feud going forward. Because he is injured. I don't know if he's cleared yet or not. I think that's what we're going to see at some point. This will probably be the opener. If not this, probably Hideo Itami versus Aleister Black. I'm going to go Johnny Gargano here. I think he's going to win. I think they're going to build him up maybe for an NXT title match down the line. Then we have Hideo Itami versus Aleister Black. They've been really building up Aleister Black, and I'm very big on both these guys. Both are great. I think Hideo Itami is at the point now where he's kind of on the decline in his career, which is sad to say because the guy is great. He's had a lot of injuries as of lately. I would like to see him have a run on the main roster. And if the rumors of a shakeup are true, that there's going to be another shakeup, which I hope is not true, after SummerSlam, I could see Itami being called up to the main roster. I could see him being called up anyways. They could put him on the Cruiserweight division, and they could have him go for the Cruiserweight Championship, maybe against Tozawa, maybe against Neville, whoever the champion might be. I think that'd be great. Or if you want to put Itami on SmackDown, that'd be even better. You could have a better showcase there. He'll be treated better there, and I think you could have some good matches with some good heels. Someone like, I was going to say Baron Corbin. Someone like Kevin Owens would be fantastic. Well, he's a heel too, though, is the thing. So maybe he would go get some of the baby faces on the show. Maybe it'll be him versus Ty Dillinger. Maybe it'll be him versus Sami Zayn, which could be a really good match. So there's some potential there. But I'm going to go with Aleister Black. I think they're building him up for something special. I think he'll be in line for an NXT title match soon as well. It's getting to the point now where they got all this talent starting to come. They got Bobby Fish. They got Kyle O'Reilly. They got Adam Cole coming up. And I know the rumors are there's going to be a Ring of Honor stable going in into this. I don't know if that's what's going to happen or not. But it's getting to the point now where I think they might need to introduce a mid-card title in NXT. I don't know. There's a lot of championships in WWE, and maybe if they never do the UK show because it doesn't look like they are. I mean, where's this, WWE UK we were promised? We have this whole tournament for, we have a championship for, but we don't have a show. Maybe you can use the UK title as kind of the mid-card title if you don't decide to do the UK thing. Put a lot of the UK guys on NXT to even beef it up even more and just have an even bigger NXT. I think that'd be cool. Because these guys, there's a lot of guys, like I said, coming up that could really use a championship run, but not everyone can be NXT champion. So maybe a mid-card title would be appropriate at this point. Then we have the tag team title matches, the Authors of Pain versus Sanities, Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane. I think AOP retains. Part of me believes Sanity. I don't think they're going to change all the titles, which they very well could, especially if they're going to get called up. But I think AOP retains and continues their dominance on the very lackluster tag team division in NXT. Then we have Asuka versus Ember Moon. And I was on the fence here because they've been building up Ember Moon and Asuka for quite a while now. And it really looked like Ember Moon was going to be the one to take the title off her. But with the Mae Young Classic now, I'm starting to have doubts about Ember Moon being the one to take the title from Asuka. I think Asuka retains. I think she wins via submission. I think she just chokes her out. I think you're going to have her versus one of the Mae Young Classic competitors, possibly even the winner. I could see Kairi Sane being the one to take the title off Asuka. Maybe Candice LeRae. I think one of them would be the more appropriate one, and I'm leaning more towards Kairi Sane here, and I would like to see that match. I think that'd be a fantastic match at a Takeover special. Maybe she wins the Mae Young Classic, and then the next NXT special, which I'm not sure when it is. I'm sure they'll announce it at the NXT Takeover special, and I think we could see that match for the title. Maybe she'll be the one to dethrone the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. But I'm going to go with Asuka winning here. Even though they built Ember Moon to be the one to beat her for the title, I think the... I'm trying to think of the word here. The impact that Ember Moon has diminished greatly. Like, she came in really hot, and everyone was pretty big on Ember Moon. And I feel like that's diminished already. I just don't see her being the one to end this massive streak of Asuka. I think they need someone that's more credible. Even though Kairi Sane's new, her reputation precedes her for sure. And if she wins the Mae Young Classic, even better. Because you need someone very credible to beat her at this point. Then we have McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, which is his name, but I wanted to say his first name. Brain works faster than my mouth sometimes, or vice versa. Bobby Roode versus Drew McIntyre for the NXT title. I think Drew McIntyre wins here. I think you have Drew McIntyre win the title. This is all about the story of redemption for Drew McIntyre. And if we can just get Slater to win the Universal title, we could have 3MB on top. Baby! No, we're going to have... I think we'll have Drew McIntyre win the title. You can have the rematch at the next NXT special while building up Adam Cole, baby, and as well as some of these other guys. Especially if you do like a Ring of Honor type deal. You can have Drew McIntyre win the title here. Beat Bobby Roode, bring Bobby Roode up to either SmackDown or Raw or whatever. And then you can have Drew McIntyre defend the title against someone like a Johnny Gargano. You can have him versus Aleister Black. You can have Drew McIntyre versus Roderick Strong. Him versus Cien Almas. You can have him versus Adam Cole, baby. You got him against Bobby Fish. Him versus Kyle O'Reilly. So many contenders right now in NXT. It's actually kind of exciting. A lot of great talent over there from other companies that are coming in. Now they got Leo Rush coming in, which... he's okay, I've seen a spot where, and this was kind of controversial in some of the Facebook groups I was in, and people were kind of, you really either wasn't fine with it or you were just totally against it. But he took I think it was a power bomb off a ladder through a table, and then he gets up immediately and no-sells it like he's the Undertaker. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever saw. After I saw that spot, I honestly understand his character. I understand that he has like this dark side, or like this demon-like character, something like a Finn Balor. But Finn Balor doesn't do that. The Undertaker wouldn't do that. That is a power bomb off a ladder through a table, and he just got up like nothing happened. That's too much. It'd be one thing if it was maybe like a suplex through a table, if it was even like a back body drop off the ladder, but a power bomb through a table off a ladder. How do you beat this guy? You know, how can I believe that this guy could then lose to a super kick or a choke slam or a regular power bomb? You know, that's the thing. You know, I like. There's a lot of indie wrestling that I do like, but then there's some of it that I just, for the life of me, it kills things for me. It just gets too ridiculous when a product's supposed to be serious. It depends on the product. Like if it's Lucha Underground, it's one thing, right? Because that's a whole like mythical type of world. You have people that are dead that come back to life and stuff. You have people eating each other, stuff like that. I mean, that's different. But this is like an actual wrestling environment. So to me, that's a little bit too much. I don't know why I went on that, but anyways, guys, I get a little long-winded at times. This was my NXT predictions. We'll just quickly rapid fire through them. It should be a good show. I'm very excited for it. But the first match is, I don't know the match order, but Cien Almas versus Johnny Gargano. I'm going with Johnny Gargano. Hideo Itami versus Aleister Black. I'm going for Aleister Black. Authors of Pain versus Sanity. I'm going with Authors of Pain. Asuka versus Ember Moon. I'm going with Asuka. And then Bobby Roode versus Drew McIntyre. I'm going with Drew McIntyre as your new NXT champion. Those are my predictions. Let me know in the comment section below what your predictions are. Are you guys excited for this show? Are you guys excited for SummerSlam? I can tell you that I am. I personally can't wait. Anyways, guys, until next time, I am the Maverick Mark Daniels, bidding you a farewell. Peace and one love.